Good morning. Today is Saturday. July 25th. We'll continue using the Giant Rider Waite Tarot deck. These blessed messages are for the collective. If you want your own private reading, you can direct message me on any of the platforms where this video will post. And of course, like, share, subscribe, interacting in any way with the messages gets them out to people who need them. It's a way of being helpful to the collective. Knowing that these messages are both personal and what resonates with you will land. That's the point of them. That's something to meditate on. They're there to help us interact and grow and to work with one another in better ways than in ways that we would hope, the ways that we want to show up. Again, those imaginations, like I said, like imagine yourself being at your most kind, compassionate, your biggest version of yourself going into situations rather than assuming the worst, because that's what gets carried in. Instead, assume the best, see everyone in their best light. First message, the Nine of Wands again. Keep showing up even if you don't feel like you're doing a good job. Eight of Swords. Again, imagination, imagining the worst. But still showing up and doing your best and your most, even if you feel really worn down. Bringing opportunity. The Emperor at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so, the message has been consistent this entire week. And here we are at going, in the weekend, and I notice in this deck, one thing I've continued to notice in every deck that's been used this week is how much we have the opportunity to either look at these, continue building walls, or we can start to part those walls, bring them down, and to have some opportunity again for the empire that we actually want to be building. Learning new ways of being is maybe the last thing that you want to do. It may be the last thing that you want to do. You're like, I have gone through so much. Why is it that I'm needing to start over again? Real mastery comes from not believing that there's a castle behind her. There's a castle behind her. But her back is turned to it. She's tied up in really not very tight ribbons. She's on a little bit of a slippery ground. But these are like, this is a blindfold that we're willingly keeping on What are we willfully keeping ourselves blinded to? Or what maybe is, or maybe, with that blindfold, knowing that we don't see the whole picture. So how can we possibly communicate, or the only way is to turn these swords into a, again, more of a scalpel rather than a broadsword that destroys everything. Turning these, picking our way through. That's the only way she's going to get out of this, is gently and compassionately picking the way through, even if you feel a little bedraggled, a little hands tied behind your back, knowing you don't have all the information, you don't see it. So if that's true, if you know you can't see everything, then it's time to be careful. It's time to be compassionate, both with ourselves. Time to close your eyes. Double, this is the 8. The 4 of Swords is meditation. So double down on the meditation, knowing that you don't see everything. Listen. Use the ears. Then we have to listen even more to get to the castle, to find our way to the castle, maybe find our way home, prodigal son type stuff. Find our way home, parting those walls, because being behind these walls isn't getting us to the castle, and it's making us feel like this, 5 of Pentacles. But if, again, we look up, we anchor on the divine, double down on the meditation. Remember, 4 of Swords is a meditation. This is the 8 of Swords. 4 plus 4 is 8. Double down on the meditation. Go in, get yourself to some kind of church. Whatever, that spirituality within. Learn. Page of Pentacles. This is all bottom of the deck. Hearing the emotional. Hearing and being in the emotional water, in emotional mastery. Using the emotions to inform so we can start to make good decisions and better actions. I'm going to leave it at that. Again, directly message this to somebody who might need to hear it. Do all the likes, the shares, the subscribes. I love you. Thank you for being here. Have a great day.